Okay, so let's see how this goes. Hey, I'm on an hour late. An hour late from my regular time, and an hour late from the promised time, which is it's a little frustrating. You know, I'm trying this new thing, and I had this happen the last time that I streamed, which was Monday, doing music. Oh God, it's not like. Well, let me see if I can just. First, let me see if I can get my Freddy cam together. Let's see. Do I have a Freddy cam on here? Well, looks like I need to configure it. Where is it? Uh-oh. Did it go away? It would suck if my Freddy cam just wasn't there anymore. Let's see. I'm gonna come up here to the Freddy cam and I'm gonna see if I can do. Oh no. All right, let's see if this is gonna work. I'm gonna deactivate and then activate it. It could also be that it just decided it was gonna be stupid. So bear with me, my friends. Oh God, everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna run over to the Freddy cam and make sure she's okay, and make sure that my phone is on and that everything is going on, so that I can give a little background as to what exactly is has happened and what I plan to do tonight, even though I didn't go live until an hour afterwards. Okay, so I'm gonna take off my cans here, which I use to make sure that my microphone is working. And I'm just going to walk over here. It's probably 10 feet. All right, Fred. All right, Fred, you got it. Come on, get in your bed. All right. Now I'm going to see if she's working. There she is. She's there in two different places. Small stylus. Okay. Oh, and she's pretty mad at me because I scared her. So I'm going to I'm gonna come back up here. I have. Oh, Freddie, get in your bed. Come on, baby. Come on, get in your bed. It's not that I'm scaring dogs. It's that my dog is very sensitive. She is very, very sensitive. Okay, so here's how it's going. Let's see if I can get a dock in here. Why am I scaring sensitive dogs? Well, she's scared no matter what. Let's see. I don't want that dock. Okay, so basically what I am doing is let's see, what the hell am I doing? All right, so I'll just try to explain how this all went down. I stream through a third-party app. Please stop trying to strangle me. Raven, just fracking. Okay, so I'm streaming through a third-party app that puts my my stream through Twitch and through YouTube. This is something that I wanted to do for people who have told me, oh, well, I can't, mostly old people. And I know that sounds kind of... There comes a point where you just don't want to sign up for any more freaking software. And YouTube is there. It is easy to figure out. It comes with every single Android smartphone, right? So why not? Come on, put it right there. There we go. So basically, I did this so my dad could watch. I did this so my people at my game night could watch. I did this so that my music friends who subscribe to my YouTube channel can watch. And quite frankly, my choices were to set up a billion cameras, one for Twitch and one for YouTube. And this I saw through a couple of friends of mine, artist friends of mine, like Blackstar. I don't know if you remember the Zim and A-Rock. They were kind of a wild duo. And I knew Zim from when he was in the Droney Mitchells. Oh, those were good times. But he went to grad school and he became an art professor, and he's all over the place. But until he finished his grad degree, he was streaming on YouTube. And during COVID, a lot of other musicians were also streaming on YouTube. But then Twitch came along, and it expanded from gaming into other things. So here we are. A lot of people, when they want to do multi-stream, they just set up a stream and equipment for each one. I've done it before. I did it back when Periscope was still a thing. But now I have OBS. OBS is a dashboard, and it has a plugin that lets me multi-stream. And I don't, excuse me, and I don't just have to multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. I can do it on a couple of other platforms like TikTok, or I think there's one that I can stream to Instagram if I wanted to. Might be nice for music, but tonight I just spent an hour doing everything that I learned from last time and having it not work. So I have a really fun drawing that I want to ink tonight, and I want to finish the other one that I started last week. So I haven't had a chance to set up any of my cameras, so which is why I'm off center, because this is the camera angle that I used to play guitar. There it is. Guitar. So I'm going to move my camera a little bit. Plus the one that is over my workstation, yeah, it's not set up either. All right, I'm kind of in the middle. Ah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to get my shiz together. Come on. Ah, touchpads. Oh, forgive me, y'all. This is making me nuts. Arr, it's driving me nuts. Yay! Okay, so I got my stuff together, and it's weird. It's totally weird. It's like having 17 monitors right around your face where you can see yourself the way a bug would. All right, let's get my shiz together, okay? Oh, I don't want that. Stop it. Okay, OBS can be a moody little cuss, so I'm going to try not to let that get to me. I've lost like 17 different things that I probably should. All right, here we go. Let's go to drawing and see how things have worked. Oh, like I'm a million miles away. That's awesome. All right, let's see what else I've got. I have another setup. Yeah, look at that. I got to make sure that this is working properly. I found that a couple of different angles kind of works really well. You can see what's going on the top, and you can see what's kind of a better angle where my pencil is actually going. So let me, I hate doing this to y'all because this has been just an adventure and a half. Here's Fred. So I'm gonna keep chatting about what made me an hour late to my own damn stream. So there's a plugin you have to add to your. There's a plugin you have to add to OBS to make it able to multi-stream, and if you don't have it, I'm sad for you. But the stream is not. It's not completely idiot-proof, not yet, anyway. There we go. Now let's see where the hell everything else is. Ah, mother of God. And while I was busy doing all of this ridiculous stuff, trying to get it all together, I was busy cursing. Cursing and screaming. You'd think that I was in some sort of strange fist fight or whatever with like a dozen dogs and cats, and I was losing. Okay, let's see. What am I going to ask him? Will you please bring me the blue fake leather bag off of the dining room chair? Period. It has all of my pencils in it. Period. And I need my pencils. All right. Boop. There it is. I'm going to. All right. So this right here is a picture that I drew last night at a friend's house. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a very smelly encounter with something that's inside that doorway. And I'm going to scan and ink this tonight. I also have another. Oh dear, I think he might have left the house. That's just fantastic. Oh wait, don't. Okay, he's here. Hang on. And Freddie's gone. Thank you. Are my pencils in here? Thank you. Jesus, Mother of God. All right. Let's get set up real quick while you can still see stuff. Got our pencils and yep, that's all I pretty much need. Oh, I'm going to fall over that later. All right. Now, I think that this particular drawing is done and can be scanned. But let me see if I can find the other one that I did last week. So just in case you missed it. Boop. All right, tons of crazy stuff. Little elf face. That was my first one. That's the cover of my zine. And I inked this one pretty badly. But luckily, I had put it in another way. Come on, get in there. Hey, Sarah. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming by. I had myself an adventure. I don't know if you were here to hear it. Let's just say that there are some plugins that we really need to practice before we actually put them into action. Okay, so let's find where the other one went. Oh, I think that picture's still in the scanner. I'm doing pretty well considering I'm like an hour late to my own stream. Hour late to my own stream. All because of multi-streaming plugins. Maybe I'll just go the old school way and buy like 4 new cameras, hook them up to another laptop. All right. I'm going to... One second. Late to stream. So hard. Thank you for lurking. I love my lurkers. So here's what I did the first day. And I have the picture here somewhere. And this one is the second one. And it's a little unflattering. So let's just find my... I'm going to go back to drawing where we can see everything. Man, this is what I get for not having enough time. For not giving myself enough time. Hey, Freddie, come on. Get in your bed, sweetheart. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on, Freddie. Good girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Okay. All right, here is the first image. And that started from here. I made the little and I can trace them in here. And then let's see. The next one, I'm not 100%. Not 100% on this particular one. But mainly because when you have the pencil in there, it does not look quite 100% right. It looks like it's more filled out than it actually is. So if I go here and I get rid of the pencils, it looks kind of naked. I'm sorry, naked. That's different than naked. Naked is when you don't have any clothes on, and naked is when you don't have any clothes on and you're up to something. So there's a difference. This is not naked. It just seems naked. Right? Naked. Let's make sure my sound is earned. Womp, womp, womp. Yep. Bad joke. I think that might have been Grizzard that did that. An old Southern writer from the 70s, 80s. He had a column in the Birmingham News. My granddaddy used to love telling that joke. So I might try this again. I might. But first I have to dig up a glove. And I accidentally ordered like an 18 pack of these gloves. And you've seen art streamers use this before. 18 of them, people. Which is probably a good thing because I keep losing them. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to put this back together and maybe make this one a little lighter. Princess. All right. I'm not sure I really want to work on that without that. See, it looks good. Good enough. But it doesn't look right. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with this to make it look a little better. Let's start with some background stuff. Hey, Beach Doggy, if you're still here, do you see? Do you like my characterization of my favorite freaking person? Yeah, she and I aren't friends. Just saying. Let's find. Yeah, good grief. I want to use this one. Boop. There we go. So I'm going to take a little light gray, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill in some stuff with um, like a bit of pencil, because I really do like this pencil. And it's kind of similar to the pencil that's already there. So I'm just going to go in here and try to put a little bit of texture in. I'm going to go ahead and make the pencil part just a little bit lighter. Maybe I'll do something just a skosh darker for the trees in the background. Just to fill it out a little bit. Now, why would I add pencil to this when I already am trying to get away from the pencils? I don't know, man. I just make these decisions as I go. One of my favorite art streamers on here, his name is Anthony Wheeler. And he's got this really cool layout where all this part around his picture is a frame that he drew himself. So you see this little animated you see this little television that he's written or drawn. Looks like my YouTube thing is acting stupid. I'll figure it out. But it looks like he's in a little television set on his screen, and his entire window is one where he's just kind of, it's like he's looking at you from the TV screen. It's kind of neat. I'm going to be streaming this like crazy. There we go. I just want to see what's going on because it looks like my YouTube monitor is lying to me. Liar. Freaking Google. All right. I guess this would kind of be an experimental thing where I could leave the original pencils there, but I don't really want to. Because they're not that interesting. That was fun. You know, a long time ago, when my dad bought me a domain and a copy of Go Live. Well, actually, I had pirated it. It was ages ago. I went and created a website. It was kind of a blog. And my entire family went in there and they were very, oh, well, Wynn's got a blog. We have to check the blog. That'll be great. And, well, let's just say some of the things that I wrote about, not exactly popular at all. And there was one entry that I made about my sister, who at the time was probably 15. I took some pictures of her. She had just gotten out of the shower and had her towel around her. And she didn't bother to take off her makeup, so it was all splotchy on her face. No nudity, just... And I included a couple of those pictures. I got a call from my mother, y'all. I got a call from my mother, and she was very displeased. Very, very displeased. How could you do that to your sister? She's your own flesh and blood. She's only 15 years old. Her friends can see that. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. I'm not taking it down. She was a little shit to me, so pardon my French. Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, I put up those pictures. I told my mother I wasn't going to take it down. And then my grandmother called, and I'm kind of scared of that particular grandmother. I think everybody in the South has a sweet grandma and a scary grandma. And Lord, did I have a scary grandma. I'll turn this inside out. It's making me nuts. So she called me, and she gave me the what for. And man, yes, I finally ended up taking it down. Then there was a story about how my grandparents met, these are the grandparents that were my dad's biological parents. Man, my uncles had a really hard time with that. And, you know, I probably should have laid off of that, but it was a true story. It was a story told to me by my aunties. That looks kind of dark. But I think what I'm going to do is this. And that, my friends, is how I managed to lose my website. I just got tired of fixing it up. I don't think my dad really appreciated that, but it was something that kind of needed to be done. Ah, the sweet, overcast yet cloudy sky. Yeah, see, the one thing that I'm not really keen on is this figure. It doesn't quite look right. Watch your layers, people. See, as much as not cute, as friendly as this young man is, I don't think this is the right hair. I mean, you can tell that it's him, but I just want to redo it. Not because it actually looks like him, but it kind of describes the story quite a bit. Oh, got to get the right. Be nice if I had. I also needs the hair to be the same shape as the face, which I think is a little too wide. I think I did it this way because it was a caricature and I was not in a very good mood. So let's try again. I have a bunch of other stories, but I'm trying to be chill here. I don't even know if anybody can hear my music because I have some music on. It's not showing up. I hate it when you put lo-fi on really low and all you can hear are the tap, tap, tap. And you know what? Some people don't like lo-fi, but I find it very relaxing. Especially when I'm focusing and I'm not spending a lot of time looking at chat too much. But you know what? This is kind of what I needed. I needed to be able to come down from that panic attack known as trying to set up a multi-stream. Jeez. So this guy, I watched these kids grow up. And this one got his mom's really thick hair and his dad's curls. Not the kinky, curly Irish boy curls. Still curls. Not cool. Okay. But nobody's really taught him how to take care of those curls. So sometimes they look a little messy. I didn't want to oversimplify this, which is why I brought it up again. I think I'll probably spend another, I don't know, I won't spend too much extra time on it because I really want to get to the stinky faced one. So a friend of mine recently sold one of her paintings. She got an offer. She's like, oh no, I don't know what to charge. And let me tell you, one of the hardest things about being an artist is, especially if you're just new to people buying your art, and that is pricing your work. Now, when you're a musician, people kind of expect your album to be anywhere between, what, $5 and $15? That's like standard. I'm going to look at a picture of this kid. But it's pretty standard. But when it comes to art, there's so many varieties and so much or so little work that goes into it. you kind of have to think, oh, how much time and materials did I put in? Did I adequately track it? Did it take me 10 hours or 10 days or 10 months? Hmm. Let's see. Man, there's nothing quite so obnoxious as looking for a picture when you've got 5,000 freaking pictures on your phone. Okay, here we go. Trust me on this. No, he looks like a stoner with that. I think the only thing that these kids have been exposed to as far as weed goes are the stories that Jack and I have told about our college years. And that's those those are some adventures. Those days are kind of behind us now, but they were fun while they lasted. And it kind of makes me think, instead of being an art student, should I have been an engineering student? Because God knows I engineered a lot of stuff from that time in my life. And I was surrounded by engineering students, which is weird. Crooked eyes. Let's flip this around. No. There we go. Yeah, that seems a little better. And I'm not 100% on this pencil layer. At least the sky part. Nope, somebody just pinged me. I usually don't answer texts during streams, but I feel the need to share this with her. Okay, let's see what we got here. We've got there we go. Oh, hey Pinball, how's it going? I am figuring myself out at the moment. I'm in weird experimental mode. Plus, I have to figure out how am I going to ink that thing that I did the other night. For all y'all out there lurking, this is my friend Pinball, who has done a lot of modding on Twitch. Is this the Moving In comic? Yes, yes it is. And I'm trying to make this so it's not quite so, I don't know, blank. And this means taking this pencil layer and making it small. That's not flattering. That is not flattering at all. Yeah, I don't care. I am caring very little for this person right now. I told Jack that she wasn't allowed on the property anymore. He's like, okay. But I'll clean it up. A lot of modding is generous. I know some who mod for over 100 channels. Well, to me, I only have the bot mod because that sounds kind of like butt mod, but that's not it. I don't get a lot of people coming in to mod my channel, probably because I don't have... I'm primarily a lurkers channel, a place where people just kind of hang out. Maybe listen to me just kind of chat a little bit. So I don't really need a lot of moderation, and if somebody comes up and wants me to buy followers, then I can just delete it. Release the banhammer. Still trying to get this woman's chin together without making her look too... I know, like I care, but... Hammer. It's hammer time. I'm wondering if I shouldn't have put her on another layer so that I could make her fade into the background. Dropping him off, leaving town. Thanks a lot, lady. Congratulations, lady. You are a cartoon character in my very own zine. And she can't come after me because I didn't give her a name. You know, a few streams ago, I tried really hard to tell this story without using anybody's names. At least not their real names, you know. But out of habit, I dropped it anyway. I felt kind of bad, but you know what? If you don't know what my stepson's name is by now, maybe I should have picked a fake name that sounded more like his name. And you know, the best way to deal with some of these weird lingering feelings is to create something. You know, like if you are a songwriter, write a diss track. I've did so many diss tracks during my divorce. I think I dedicated a whole album to that guy, and he didn't even deserve it. But hey, some really great songs came out of that. And there are a number of cartoonists out there that are having a great heyday with the state of the world. Okay, let's see what we need. We need I don't like the watercolor. Oh, it's hidden. Yeah, I don't want to use that anyway. Give me a new layer. Let's turn that pencil layer off so we can. Oh, dingus. All right, I know I should be nicer to myself. Let's see how well this one does. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Ah, not good. I don't like that one at all. Now let's stick with the pencil. I'll clean up those hands later. I don't feel like working too hard on this tonight. Come on, you. There we go. Can you see that? It looks better from a distance. Looks great from Tacoma. Oh, that's good. That's pretty far away. At least for me, it's pretty far away. Mm, it's going to take a lot for me not to just really. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, I swear. Let's see. Oh, Freddie went back into her bed. Let's take a look at her real quick. Have a little bit of eye break. Hey, Fred, how's it going, sweetie? Uh-oh, I think she thinks I'm going to take her for a WALK, which is something I probably should have done an hour or two ago, but yeah, when did that happen? Ew. All right, let's see. Can we do this crazy? Freddie, yeah, she's doing pretty well. So I have a Freddie story for you. Now, Fred is a nervous dog. She imprinted on me, I guess. I'm not quite sure what imprinting means, but that's what they say it is. But she imprinted on me, and so she's not really that attached to my husband. She's a little wary of him, which is a little sad because we were told, "Oh, well, she'll warm up to everybody. She'll be so sweet. You know, we find her really sweet." And all the notes that were on her file are like, "Oh, yeah, she's such a sweet dog." Okay, well, that's encouraging. But see, the problem is that she just never stopped being nervous. And her only security blanket is me. And after we'd had her for a few months, I mean, this was after she ran off to hang out on the after she ran off and was missing for 2 weeks on the Long Beach Peninsula. But this was a few months after that. She had her first seizure, which, caught us by surprise. We didn't know exactly what it was that caused it. So we took her to the vet, and they're like, "We can't find anything wrong, but we can stabilize her for you." Okay, great. Please do. This is really freaking scary. And she would have a seizure anytime she got excited or scared or stressed out. And over the years, we've gone from taking her to the vet ER to taking her to a nice squishy chair and just sitting down with her and hanging out and waiting out whatever it is that she's going through. And it's usually because she has she's been through some kind of stressful situation. Like if my husband and I have a very spirited argument, it increases her chances of having a seizure. Sometimes loud noises will do it. Yet, strangely, around the 4th of July, she is completely unaffected by fireworks. Unaffected. Either that or that thunder shirt we put her in works really, really well. So she actually had a couple of seizures this week. And both of them were centered around my husband and I just not seeing eye to eye on something. Now, this is something that my husband and I just kind of, we get in a spirited state, and there it is. I'm sorry. Nobody can stop us. So we're on our way to my sister-in-law's. And my husband takes me on a route I'd never been in before. And I'm kind of, where the hell are we going? This isn't the way I usually go. And it turns out to be, your standard, why did you not take I'm not going to get into the argument, but we were not I mean, we were just really. And so here's Freddie. She's in her little seat in the back seat, and she's cowering. She's cowering while we're doing this, and it feels kind of bad, but my sister-in-law has a dog. Lucy is 4 years old, and she is a mix of, well, if I had to decide just by looking at her, I'd say maybe Beagle and Spaniel, and maybe a little bit of Chihuahua, but I can't see the Chihuahua in her. I can just feel it. It's like a sixth sense. Oh yeah, that dog's got some Chihuahua. But Lucy gets very excited, and she barks. A lot of dogs bark when they get excited. It's not an unusual dog behavior, right? It's annoying, but Fred goes into barking mode whenever somebody's at the door, so it's not unusual. But Fred is coming out of the car, and she is already wound up. Not having a good time. And she sees this big old dog who's very excited to see her. And, well, the dog sees her, and Lucy sees her, and is just, oh, yeah. I got an ad going on Twitch, so I'm probably going to wait a minute. We got like less than 30 seconds before they come back. I hate it when the ads come on and I don't notice. But hey, it's where my bread is buttered, baby. All right. Well, we'll see you later. We'll see you later, Black Star. 2, 1. All right. Great work as usual. Well, I do appreciate that. You can find me here. You can find me on YouTube. I've got a schedule up. I'm going to do this tomorrow night, same time. Black Star's a friend of mine, a musician, an artist, and an advocate. And overall, a good person, a good human. But where was I? Oh, I was talking about Freddie and how she got excited, and not the good kind of excited. We walked into my sister-in-law's house, and Lucy jumped on her. Or at least didn't jump on her, but I picked up Freddie, held her in my arms, and then, excitement, new dog, new faces. No, dude, you've met us before. Oh, but I don't remember the dog. Yay. Yeah, and then Fred started to seize. We didn't have any of her special magic beans with her. But we did have a nice squishy chair, and they took Lucy out for a quick walk around the block. So it kind of worked out. But Freddie snapped out of it, and here's the thing. About 10, 15 minutes later, we all go out for a longer walk. And Fred was just like, I'm fine. I love walkies. Everything's great. No issues whatsoever. I'm trying to think of what sort of Lord, that's hideous. Looks like a fish. I don't want that. How big is that? Oh, that's a big one. But Fred's okay. She kind of snapped out of it and enjoyed the walk, even sniffed Lucy a little bit. That was fun. Oh, look, they're getting along. Oh, yeah. Total sniffage. Now, what in the world am I doing here? Well, this is pretty much our front door. And I didn't want it to be too textured because I didn't want to take it away from the center, kind of the focus of the image here. Yeah, I like that larger texture. Here we go. Oh, nobody panic. Nobody panic. It's on a different layer. There are so many people out there that do procreate that have all these advanced techniques, and I'm not really there. Even when it came to Photoshop, I was not 100%, you know. But you know, I'm having fun and I'm producing things that I want. So if anybody wants to give me grief about what a simple 6th grade level job I'm doing with my Procreate skills. Okay, do I really Okay, I'm going to do something here that is annoying, but it must be done. All right, here we go. Maybe what I should do is this. All right, now this is what this has done. Giving me a bit of a handy border. And this kind of helps me when it comes to putting it in what was I going to do? It kind of helps me in the sense that won't be getting any grief from myself. Oh, I got that one a little late. Oh, grief from you about the Procreate. I'm sorry. Lost my train of thought. I just, you know, comparison is kind of the thief of joy. That's something that people have said for ages. And, you know, I'm guilty of doing the comparison to myself or to other people who do some really cool stuff. So I do my best. All right, in the meantime, I would like to get some pencil-y color in the back here. Yeah. I gotta think of what exactly I want to do with this. right, here we go. We're going to give the cranky woman some color. Oh, he looks so hopeful. Such a contrast. I love looking at the layers by themselves. I think that's fun. right. Oh, Freddie is so patient. Check her out. Let's see, a little more gray in the background. I hate it when I can't find something I really need. Dang it. I guess I'm just going to keep going down the list. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to put that up where everybody can see it. All right, yay. Oh. I'm not going to put a number on this because what's the point? Okay, so 10 dash. Crap, for a second I thought couldn't figure out what today was. Okay. I have. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pinball. So I'm going to plug this in and grab my second illustration for the night. I did this one during a house concert. Oh, for Pete's sake. Of course, things would fall on the floor. So no, it's not quite over. I do want to start inking this next illustration, which looks... Let's put this under the drawing camera, which looks a lot like this. And let's look at Freddie for a second while I get you in closer. Come on, software. No, I guess that's the closest I'm going to get you. Okay. So I'll just pick it up. It's small. Come on, focus. You focus on everything but what I want you to focus on. Come on. Oh no, we lost Freddie. Yeah, I guess she's gone now. She probably jumped up. Oh, I know what happened. When I dropped all that crap on the floor, she took off. Dog. Usually, like I had said earlier, that she tends to react to noises. Like I dropped something on the counter, like a spoon or something, and she just took off. Bye-bye, dog. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got to plug that in. All right, we're going to plug this in, and then we're going to scan. Let's see if I can get her back in here. Freddie? Come on, baby. Come on, honey. Oh, good girl. That's a good girl. Let's see where she is. There we go. That's a good girl. She is such a good girl. Yes, she is. She is such a good girl. Can you see her tail wagging? There she is. There she is. No, I'm not done. I'm so sorry. It's okay. She's there making a noise. She's going... Like, I'm sorry, honey. I'm in the middle of something. But don't worry. I'm going to put a little coat on her. And afterwards, we're going to take a tour. I hope you don't mind watching Freddie while I get my scanning stuff put together. I'm going to walk 3 feet over to my scanner, and we'll get this this smelly girl all figured out. Fred, good grief, I can't leave you alone for 2 seconds. Jesus, dog. Now they have to look at my chair. Why'd you do that? Why'd you run away? Don't run away, baby. Don't run away, baby. No, you gotta come back. You gotta come back, Freddie. She's she just keeps running off. All right. Oh, my freaking dog. All right. So let's put this away and get our scanning underway. Oh, somebody has offered to let Fred out to Rivendell. Rivendell is what we call the backyard. And while we are sitting here and enjoying our time, I'd like to thank new subscribers. I'd like to thank all our lurkers who are just kind of hanging out, enjoying a little bit of lo-fi and dog talk. So let me pull up my HP app. Let's see what we got here. All good. Do. So this is based on a story that happened to me this year. Basically, I am a stepmom. I'm married to my college sweetheart who ran off after we split up after college. He married somebody else, had 2 kids. And they are grown now, but one of them has been struggling to launch. His mom lost patience with him, and now he lives with us, which kind of pisses me off because my house is half the size of hers and does not need any repair whatsoever. And, you know, my stepson is not a small man. He's pretty big. He's not terribly aware of things that he runs into or stomps on, or so here I am trying really hard to get him to pay attention to what he's doing. It's not easy because he's also neurodiverse, and I don't have a lot of experience with that when it's not managed well. Yeah, there we go. Let's get this so that we are only in where we need to be. So I'm always putting a little something out there to see if, you know, I can get some advice on adult ADHD and autism spectrum disorder. I stumbled over my mouth. Oh, there we go. File type. Yep, there we go. Let's get that up in my Google Drive. Oh yeah, we're going to save right here. That's so I can have it when I post on my Instagram later. All right. Okay, so let's go back into Procreate. Where'd you go? Oh, I put it on my drive because I'm smart. SMRT smart. I'm not always a Macintosh person. Okay, so I've got it. Yes, exit scan. Let's get rid of that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. All right. Let's get it. There we go. I'm going to make this kind of high res. Usually it doesn't import the way I want it to, so. All right. Looks awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh. So, as I continue here. Where'd all my stuff go? Come here. So Mom drops him off. And, you know, it's been easily 40 years since I last had a fresh 22-year-old living nearby. And this guy, I've never smelled anything like that in my entire life. Oh. I'm not going to describe it. Just know it was bad. And, you know, my husband and I did our best to kind of get him on the right track. You know, this is what this particular thing does, and this is what this other thing does, and you should use both of them. Oh, come on. Oh, it is. I got to turn that off. And we did our best to educate him. And he's at that point. I've been told that there's puberty smell and there's young adult smell. And when I was 22, like he is now, I was around a lot of 18 to 22-year-old men. And they all had one thing in common. They all wanted to get some. Pardon me for, you know, saying it like that, but you know, when you are young and looking for something exciting that you didn't get in high school, you go out of your way to be as attractive as possible. But my stepson has no interest in that. That's fine. That's normal, I guess. But he has no interest in other people. And he's used to just being left in his room and nagged at. I'm so sorry. That must have been really loud. Why is this so fuzzy? Come on. Don't be fuzzy. Shh. Show the people the drawing. Show them it in focus. Let's do the. Come on and let's. Oh, there, we cleared it up a little bit, but it's. Gosh, it's really. Let's see if I can get. There we go. That's a little better. All right, we're going to start with. We're going to take this down about halfway. We're going to put the background color back on it. And we're going to add a layer to put some line work in. Let's see how big this is. Oh, that's a little bigger than what I want. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. This is my favorite. That's my favorite stupid little thing about Procreate is being able to just make a line. Let's make a line. I don't even have to put it in a straight line. I just have to make it pretty much the same thickness. Which is something I wish I could have said for this first line. All right. Oh, I'll fix the lines up in post. Okay. So I just want to give a quick shout out to all my lurkers out there. Just hanging out, doing a thing. I'm here for you. And I'm glad you exist. Please feel free to hang out a little while. I'm doing this again tomorrow around 5:30 Pacific. Dang it. So, feel free to put on some notifications and get it all down. Oh, I'm glad all of you exist, especially you, Pinball. I'm glad I met you. I do have a music stream on Mondays. So, and I'm always looking for new songs to try. I have my own body of work, but I'm kind of tired of it. It's old to me, but it's new to everyone else who's hearing it for the first time. But for COVID, I kind of hung that up. I am pretty sure that I'll get back to it. But for now, I'm just gonna keep doing this thing. I need to get familiar with the whole idea of streaming and, meeting new people, sharing the things that I like to do with the world. It's not something I'm It's not something I'm very good at, or else I'd be famous. But life goes on, and if I get back to it, it's honestly, it's never really too late. My expectations were kind of, you know, I mean, celebrities. Celebrities get a lot of scrutiny, and I don't think I could have handled that. Not big enough. I don't think I could have handled that, and there we go. I don't think I would have been around quite nearly so much really good people, you know? And I'm pretty sure that my band would have really liked to have been famous, but I think you are good enough. Fame is largely a product of fame and marketing, notoriety, effort. It takes a lot of work. Luck. A lot of it's luck. I mean, Taylor Swift is very talented. But would you really know about it if her parents didn't have a boatload of money to promote her? Not to say she doesn't deserve it, but she's there for a reason. And the less money you have, the more you gotta work. That's not my nose. That's not my chin. So I set my goals at local hero. And I knew that I had arrived when I introduced myself to somebody, or at least I got introduced to somebody. And they said, "The Wind Sea Blue?" I went, "What do you mean, the?" And he said he had listened to my music and he had heard people talk about me. And I thought, whoa. And then there was this one time that I was working. I was in my job, and someone came up to me. I was working late, and someone stopped at my office and said, "You're Win, right? Win Blue." And I went, "Yeah." It's always a little strange when people are like, "Is that who you are?" But I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we've been to a couple of your shows and you're awesome and we have your albums and it's really cool that I got to meet you." And I didn't know what to do with that. I was just kind of stunned. Because, my goal was local hero, so, or at least a local name, and I got it. Which is really nice. I kind of wish I was still with it, but, other people in the music scene have made it to the point where they're out there. They're making music again. So I'll probably get there too. There we go. You know, it's funny about this because I drew this whole thing in the dark. I drew the whole thing in the dark, and it was nice. I was just kind of, I always, if I can manage it, I do like to draw when I'm at shows. I mean, I feel awkward just standing there watching someone. I'd rather just listen, you know? And what better way of listening than to do something that isn't, you know, that isn't reading or chatting with somebody else. All right. Oh, that's a fat finger right there. That's not my fingers. Now here's where it gets tricky. I'm decent at hands, but I'm not perfect. See what I'm doing? I'm looking at my hand. So at this point, I would normally take a picture. I'm going to wing it. All right. All right, for my Twitch followers, I've got about 3 minutes or maybe less to get my bills paid, and it's a 2-minute break. YouTube, I haven't monetized this channel. Not yet anyway, so enjoy it. cool thing about Twitch, though, is that I already have a built-in community here on Twitch, which is kind of nice, and I've made a lot of friends. But you know what? The benefits of YouTube are it's super easy. You already have it. You don't have to download or create a whole new account. But if you're already here, right? Yeah, that thumb looks weird. That is not a thumb. That is not a thumb either. Well, darn it, I'm just going to have to start over again. All right, looks like I got less than a minute before an ad on Twitch there. Be careful. Go get yourself a drink of water. Little bio break. Those of you watching on YouTube, I encourage you to go ahead and do a bio break too. Get yourself some water. Hair is always a challenge, always. This brush has a lovely curve to it. But only if you hit it just right. Twitch audience is back. Welcome back, everybody. Now, if you are on Twitch, you can always link your Amazon Prime account and get one free subscription a month, which will get you an ad-free experience on that platform. It's also a really great way to subscribe to any user on the platform, just using your Amazon Prime account. It's kind of neat. I've been trying out new Twitch people. Ah, yes. This. Gotta do the pants. I'm wondering, I really like this nose. It's the closest I've gotten with this nose. Because mine is kind of a certain way. But at the same time, I really want this to look more like a smell thing than just a hangout kind of thing or a horror thing. That's just not. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to redo the nose. It is a good nose. It's just, it's not the one that tells the story I want it to tell. And that's kind of important. Oh, that was close. Still close. Maybe I should make these glasses a little smaller. Let's see, what does it look like to wrinkle up your nose? Oh, trying to get the camera out. All right. Oh, yeah, I was looking at my camera. Get plenty of sleep. Y'all, get plenty of sleep and you won't have little foggy moments like I do. Okay, here we go. Oh, gotta put my hand on the thing. Ah! Not fun. Not. Okay, you know how when you have a front-facing camera and you don't have a flash, it decides it's going to do something for you? I don't want that. Stop it. I'm going to turn that flash off. It's the second time I've taken a picture of me looking at my camera, wondering where my picture is. Okay, here we go. Oh, I was very close. Yeah, I gotta make those nostrils look the right way. Which is gonna take a little bit of a few times. All right, here we go. Oh. All right, now let's get that fog and fly in there. I think I'm going to put this on a layer all its own. Get out of there. All right. Good job. Okay. First, I'm going to change my color. Then I'm going to get a different pen. Everything has a tapered end on it. I don't want to taper. Okay, I think I'm going to take the technical pen and see what I can do with this. Those look really nice, but they're not coming from where I want them to. Hmm. All right. So Okay. Hmm. I'm wondering if I should keep these lines. I mean, the lines look really great to illustrate that there are insects, because when we look at effects, anytime you've looked in the comics, like for instance, I grew up with the Archie comics. In the Archie comics, if something, smelled, it usually had these little odor lines and flies coming off the top of it. These little doodads that say, hey, this is so stinky it attracts bugs. This is an exaggeration for comedic effect, but it's still... So let's see what we can do to soften this up a little bit. So stinky it attracts bugs also describes much of the code I have written in my lifetime. Same, brother. Same. This is why I don't write code. Maybe I should do that for all of those. I should have put the bugs on a different layer. Come on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't know if I like that at all. I need the effect. That's pretty close. All right, so let's see what it looks like without the guide. Yeah, we're gonna need some extra. Let's go back to syrup. Change our layer. And put some expression lines in black. I just realized that ear was humongous. I looked like Dumbo. Oh, that's too small. Okay. I'm going to repair some of these tiny little bugs. Poor tiny little bug. Yeah, it looks like that was the only one that was truly hurting. Sorry, dude. All right, so next on the list. Come now. Ah. All right. We are going to put some shade in here and maybe a little bit of a background. Not sure. Like I said, I am not a power user of. I'm not a power user, but I do like to draw. And the cool thing about inking on Procreate is that I have an undo option, which is wonderful since my hands started shaking a bit. Remember how I said you need to get your sleep? It's another symptom of lack of sleep. You want to remember stuff. All right, so I'm going to make like an underlayer. And I'm going to take this off. More sleep is definitely my current health goal. It gets harder, you know, when you're a little older. It just gets harder. Uh-oh. Okay. Wasn't sure why this went totally dark on me. Oh, I know why. Because I got rid of that. So I'm going to get some white and I'm going to put like an underlayer under this. It's going to seem weird, but it's kind of a thing. And there is a fill feature in Procreate, but here's the thing. Not all of my lines close. Not all of my lines close, which means instead of something like that actually benefiting me, it ends up coloring a lot more than I mean to. Hmm. I wonder what's going on here. Did my pen die? Let's see if my pen died. No. Looks like we're fine. Let's see if I'm able to tap anything else. Well, seems to be working. There's a Procreate update. Girl, you know I'm doing that. Let's go visit Freddie while this is happening. Careful with those updates. Just everybody's been talking about these updates and I get excited. Aw, good girl, Freddie. She's so patient. And I imagine it's just after midnight on the West Coast. I'm not quite sure how late it is in Europe. I had a lovely fellow from Russia talk to me last week, and towards the end of my stream, he was starting to sign off, and he says, well, it's about 4 a.m. here. And I'd been streaming for like 3 or 4 hours. I felt bad for him. Here I am keeping him up. But you know what? You come and you hang out, I'll talk to you. She is so cute. How dare you be so cute, little dog. It'd be nice if she was, I don't know, a little more eager to meet people. Should be early morning in Europe now, yeah. Then there was that nice fella from I think Budapest. Yeah, you meet all kinds of people when you stream. Okay. Are you done? Yes, you are done. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to the thing. Let's see how far we can get. And let's hope that our pen works. Oh, there we go. Now, Win, what in the world are you doing? I'm doing this. Ba-ba. Now, why would I do this? Why in the world would I put a little something back here? Because at some point I'm going to want to make this kind of transparent. It'll make it easier for me to print the way I want it to print. So I gotta tell you, Pinball, yesterday I wrote a post on Old Person Social Media, also known as Facebook, because I was tired of the content I was getting. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Every single social media platform talks about it. Everybody's talking about it. So I did what was known in my live journal days as a, what do they call it? A flounce. You familiar with what a flounce is online? It's the equivalent of, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. When everybody else is going, we're not playing ball. Or we're not playing it with you. I don't know what you're talking about. So I did that. Oh, I see what they did. They changed this. Well, that's a dumb little update. Now they're round instead of rectangular. Yes, we all try to make this as chill and happy a place, but I flounced. I flounced on the... And I basically... Because I don't post political stuff. And if I do, it's somewhere like, I don't know, a place where nobody else I know has an account. So they don't know what I think and how I feel. Now, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody hold back on the internet? Well, I'll tell you why. I kind of wish other people would hold back on the internet. Because you learn so much about people the way they use social media. And I tried to keep it lighthearted. But you know what? It takes everybody to make a community a comfortable place to be in. And I just didn't feel like that was the spot anymore. I have many people who are my dad's age that I keep in touch with there. You know, keep a little eye on them, make sure they're doing all right. And I have people from school who are all middle-aged. They all have opinions because apparently you get to a point in your life where you have more opinions than you did in the first half of your life. But after a while, all the memes, they start to overwhelm you. And it doesn't really matter who's posting them. It's just overwhelming. You know, Google used to have this social media thing, which was kind of fun. It basically showed you a feed of all the people near you. So you're there and you're like, whoa, what is this? I don't know this person, but man, they're having a really good time at this bistro I keep driving by every day. Maybe I should go see the bistro. Okay. I think we're at a good point where I can start putting some shade on this. Let's put that background layer back. And get rid of the pencils. Oh, like Google Maps local guides. No, not quite. It was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a social media feed, and you could post things to it. Like I would post show posters and things like that. Try to get some people into the show. That kind of thing. And it was just it was a feed. You logged in and there everybody was. It was really nice. Okay. And I never met anybody from there, but I could still, like and interact with those posts. Kind of wish there was an archive somewhere. I bet you could find it in the Wayback Machine. The internet has a Wayback Machine. And I kind of wish I could remember what it was called. Yes, the internet is forever. It is. I know this better than anybody. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're wondering who I'm talking to, I usually have a multi-chat going on that I can see. There should be one on YouTube, but it's not showing up there. But I try to keep the Twitch chat up where you can see it on the screen. Although I forgot what I was talking about. Pinball, you're going to have to remind me. Oh, yeah. The internet never forgets. The internet's forever. And I was talking about a time that I learned that the hard way. I was posting on an internet forum and I posted a link to a friend's blog and she wrote poetry. And, we were probably in our early 30s at the time. And she was posting some, faceless pictures, tasteful nudes. And she had a very natural body. But I was a little jerk. And I posted a link to that blog entry. Now, that is not something, I regret it deeply back then. But she caught me. She's like, oh, looking at analytics, which I didn't know were a thing on that platform. And she's like, you posted a link to one of my things that just happens to have my personal skin parts on it. And we were not friends again for a really long time. I know she has a website or a spot where she can post all of her poetry. She really is a talented poet. But I felt kind of bad. You know what I mean? That was really uncalled for on my part. About 20 years ago that happened, back when the internet was still young and we didn't know it was forever. There were a lot less hackers back then. All right, I'm getting some block color in here. The next time I'll be streaming art is going to be noon on Saturday. And that's going to be nice because there's usually nobody in the house. Wrong color. There's usually nobody in the house, and I can say what I want. Yeah, I got all these little incomplete spots. Let's see, right there, right there. But we're going to cover a lot of this. Let's see, let's get a lighter color. And we're going to get some gray in that ponytail. Now I'm kind of in a weird spot here. When it comes to inking myself and putting the colors and the shades in myself, I don't like to use a textured shade. I like to just do block shading. And I'm just kind of, do I really want to do this with my block shading and have everything else be a different kind of shading? I think when it comes to this particular ink challenge, it's all about kind of experimenting and challenging yourself. And part of that challenge is finding out what your style and what your preferences are as an artist. I mean, art isn't just something pretty. It's not just something you hang on your wall. It's also a process. So when you see a piece of art out there and you think, my kid could do that, I'm sure they could. But they would have no idea what sort of materials they were working with. They wouldn't really pay attention to how they feel when they're doing it. There would be no you know, expression there other than the childlike wonder of enjoying the medium. No doubt in my mind that there are artists out there that just enjoy the medium. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only thing it really applies to is my kid could paint that. All right, then. Let me know how much your piece sells for. Okay, let's get some skin color in there. Because I am going to block this baby. I'm going to get some. Oh, not light enough. Sorry, crowd. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. It's really light. It's really light, and I just wanted something that would differentiate it from the white background. And then I can shade over it without too much hassle. And maybe you can see it a little bit. These eyes kind of remind me of that comic strip Doonesbury. Nobody really reads the comics in the paper anymore. That's the only place I'd really want to read Doonesbury. And did a paper on the comic in college. That was interesting. Of course, I can't remember what I wrote now. But man, I read a lot of Doonesbury comics when I was doing that paper. All right. Here we have this. Now let's figure out our blocking. Going to go a little darker than what the skin looks like, simply because I want it to pop. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to put shade on the shirt anyway, so. Okay. Shirt, shirt, shirt. Not dark enough. Need dark. Let me just say, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but now I'm just kind of playing with shading and opacities and seeing what I can come up with. Hmm. Yeah, see, kind of a blocky shading kind of thing. Kind of wish there wasn't a smear. I think I kind of wish there was a different kind of blend. Well, let's try a little piece and see what happens. That does look pretty cool. Gotta do it light though. Yeah, I kind of like how that softened up a little bit. Because you don't want to soften it up too much, then it doesn't look like a shadow. Oh, there we go. A bit of blend, a bit of highlight. I thought about doing something that's super color, but didn't make any sense to. Now I'm going to put in one more layer. Where should I put that? All right, let's see if we can find a smoke brush. There's some that's really close. Smoke. This one I'm not 100% on, y'all. Like, let's see. Oh, it does look like smoke. I would kind of like for it to be a little... Yeah, there we go. I think that would work. Okay. Whoa. Okay, let's get a good look at this. I was thinking that what I would want to do is and this will be the last thing that I end up doing. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. Now, why is that? Oh, that doesn't look right. Too dark. Hang on, am I in the right place? Yeah, I'm in the right place. This is like coloring with a piece of chalk, this particular brush. Oh, we're doing this again. Come on. All right, feeding cats. Cats need to be fed. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this, and there we go. Now let me write a little something on my screen here. I'm going to go through and I'm going to edit everything. Well, and I say edit, I mean I'm going to make sure that the right information is actually in the description. When I set up one platform, it's already there. Actually, no, wait. Scratch that. Neither one of these platforms actually puts the description. They put a title in, and then that's that. So I'm going to go in tonight before I relax into my binge watch of King of the Hill. And no, I haven't seen the latest season because I couldn't remember anything from the seasons when it aired live. So, come on, you. And in the description and in my channel, you'll see where you can find me. Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. And I'm going to be posting tonight's images on my Instagram. So let's take a good look at Freddy first, because this is going to be making me nuts. Yeah, see. It needs to focus. Oh, it needed something to focus on. Okay, so this is... Now this is almost every single social media I have. So if you want to find find my music page on Facebook. I haven't posted there in a while, but I plan on posting more clips from these music streams, and I'll do that. And until I figure out how to do redirects, I encourage you to send me a note or put a comment on the replay that lets me know what other kinds of stuff I can redirect YouTube to. Suggested users on Twitch that I can raid into. I just haven't figured out how to introduce you to another streamer when I'm streaming at the same time on both platforms. I'm sure I'll try it, probably on Saturday when I have lots of wiggling room. And then if it ends, it ends. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And we get it all and everything's great. So this channel is, well, at least this is YouTube. That doesn't say trouble fuckers, it says trouble fakers. I know that's terrible language of me. But this is YouTube. And this is IG and Twitch. It's important that I spell my own name in a correct way. You know what I mean? So one more. Let me just give you a little something. Hi. Once again, my name is Win C. Blue. I'm a musician and an artist, actually a cartoonist, out of Seattle, Washington, or out of the Seattle metropolitan area. Or if you're a purist here in Seattle, then I am from Bothell. Nice little town, but not technically Seattle. So catch my next stream, which will be on Thursday. That's tomorrow night around the same time. Hopefully I will have this down and I won't have to think about it quite so hard. If you don't see me right at 5:30, I highly recommend you go grab yourself something to eat and come back in about an hour, and I might have figured out the technology. Plus, I don't go anywhere for about 3 hours, so you're bound to catch me no matter what. All right. So let's see how we're doing. At some point, we'll have a whole lot of people here you can talk to. Or a whole lot of people lurking who just love a little lo-fi and to watch the lines go by. So I'll see you Thursday or Saturday. Let's get a little look at Freddie and the Freddie cam. Oh, she's so sweet. All right, guys. I will chat with you later. Be good to yourselves and each other. I love you. I want you to be happy.